What do you see as some of those key things that leaders should be thinking about today or doing today that's going to help them get better?
I always talk to people about working on your mindset first and your skill set second. What happens is that people get into their careers and they go, oh, if I can just learn the software program, or if I can just learn how to use that, I'll be much better at my job. The truth is, the way to get better at your job is to work on your mindset, figure out appropriate thoughts, because good, positive, thoughtful ideas and thoughts lead to good, positive actions. And that combination of good thoughts and good actions leads, in most cases, to good outcomes. We don't always have a good outcome because sometimes there are variables that pop in that, kind of screw things up. But I always teach people, work on how you think about things, then that'll translate into better actions. And that combination of good thoughts plus good actions leads to better outcomes.
So when you talk about mindset and kind of preparing people to think more about that, walk us through that process a little bit more. How long does that take? What are some starting places?
Yeah.
How do you do it? Because I think people listening right now would say, okay, yeah, Jamie, I agree. I get this. Is this something I can do when I'm commuting on the 2 days I go into the office? Or is this something that's going to take a full day? What are some of the things that I need to be doing, and how do I do it?
If people knew how much time I spent on managing my mindset, and I'll get to some specific tactics in a second, but if they knew how many really hours a day I spend on that, they would say, how do you get any work done? And my answer is, it's because I spend that time on managing my mindset that I get a lot of work done. So if you want to increase your productivity, work on your mindset. What is the problem out there that people are facing? Anxiety and stress. Those are two things that block people from reaching their peak productivity. They get anxious about things because they're worried about the future or concerned about the past. They get stressed because they're concerned about how their boss feels about them. So I do a lot of work on my mind to settle it down, to get it focused, and to get it zeroed in and locked in on peace, perspective, and tranquility. And the question then is, well, okay, tell us what you do. Many things. Number one, every morning I wake up, do 5-10 minutes of yoga stretching. Great little technique. But more importantly, I spend 20 minutes doing transcendental meditation in the morning. Now, you can do any form of meditation you want. I will encourage you to do a real deep kind of meditation that gets you in something called the alpha state. The alpha state is where you feel connected to everything. Your eyes are closed and you feel like you are the universe and the universe is you. That's the easiest way to describe it. I do that for 20 minutes in the morning, settles my brain down. By the way, I have ADD or ADHD, just depending on which diagnosis you want to think about. I manage my ADD through meditation, because what it does is it takes all the energy and blood flow from the reptilian part of your brain, which is at the base of your skull. And that's where our impulses happen. All the fight, flight stuff happens there. For somebody who has ADD or ADHD, a lot of your energy and sort of, brain capacity is in that sort of impulsive mode. What happens when you meditate is it helps bring the energy and blood flow to the forefront of your brain, which is called the prefrontal cortex. That's where our executive reasoning happens. So I'm going to just sort of walk you through. I know I'm going a little long on this answer, but I'm going to walk you through the power of meditation, which is when you meditate, it opens up the executive reasoning, the prefrontal cortex, to manage those impulses. So if you feel anxious about things, learn to meditate. If you feel stressed about things, learn to meditate. If you want to improve your focus, learn to meditate, because that act of meditation actually helps improve things.